Hello, guys. Welcome to the second episode of the Fringes Podcast, where we invite individuals from the arts and entertainment industry to celebrate the imperfect, the authentic, and the flawed. Today with us, I have the usual co-host Jamie,
Hello.
Jelka, and Matthew from Kuncett. Although you might know them from other places as well. Kind of to start off, since I mentioned Kuncett, something very recent, something very interesting, a titled Art Cafe. I don't think there was one before in Malta. Can you go a little bit into the process of setting it up? I mean, I followed you through your story, or showing it a bit, including designing the banners and stuff like that. What were the quirks, interesting stuff about it?
Okay, so it was a quick process. Basically, I had the opportunity to propose an idea within a week. So I had to make a proposal with the branding, with the idea, with how I'm going to get profit and how it's something new and interesting enough for us to get people. Like, it's COVID times, no one's spending money, so I had to create something that was needed rather than already there or just... I hate the fact li n-nis joħorġu u ikollhom jonfqu l-flus just biex ipoġġu u jieħdu xi ħaġa, like at least do something jekk ħatħallas biex tkun x'imkien. So I wanted to create this art cafe ħalli they are productive while they're out, because people are just going out to spend money and doing nothing throughout the day, you know, when they have free time. So the idea actually came from wanting to open a tattoo studio in the art cafe. So that's why I wanted to merge cafe with art. By having tattoo studios instead of magazines, there would be the portfolio around, and then you can do it was a full idea basically, but there are a lot of problems with getting the license for tattoo studio, so we put that idea on hold and we started the renovations. Basically the wall downstairs, the local artist space, didn't come until the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That wasn't part of the idea.
It wasn't part of the plan, to be honest. Like, we were trying to think about something we could do about it. Like, we didn't have anything in mind. But in the last 2 weeks, sort of, it was a very short period of time, the time I had to open the shop. And everything came, like, really quickly, you know, like ideas coming at that second and actually doing them at that second, just so that they're done with, so that we could open. And that's why it was like a nice process for me, because it was like very quick, but it involved a lot of creative thinking, sort of.
You were constantly busy throughout, like there was no boring period.
Basically, at the end of November, we got to know that there's this outlet that is available for use, and in 1 week I had to propose the idea so that in the second week of December we get the keys and start. And my investor wanted it open by Christmas.
Okay.
So I had 2 weeks to do the menu, find the stuff, do the branding, everything. And I was like, I don't think it's possible, but we'll try. So every day, like, we worked, stayed there hours, and we started making the plan. We did the branding. He helped me because I'm horrible at Photoshop and Illustrator. So he took over the branding when it comes to technicalities. We created the menu. I chose the stuff from past jobs I had because I was always in catering, so I know exactly. There were some good ones. I said I want them in my team, so I went to contact them because they already knew what they were doing. So and we had a short period of time. I couldn't train everyone. And then during Christmas, I actually was close to opening, but then I realized that I had it in my brain that I was going to open on that day, and I didn't tell any of my staff. So they had no idea. I said, okay, let's delay it 1 week so that I can give them a notice that I'm going to open soon. And then we delayed it to New Year's Eve because it's Valletta and he wanted it open for New Year's Eve. But then we had a lot of maintenance problem. The coffee machine wasn't working, and we decided to open.
We ran into a lot of problems basically throughout the process, and like we had to delay it week by week.
So from 25th December, it ended up at 27th January. We opened.
Yeah,
a month. But I think
it's still a very short period of time.
Exactly. No, we got it done in 1 month and a half.
And the only issue was you missed New Year's.
Exactly. Like sort of, because January is a very slow month for like sort of business in Valletta, especially because like Christmas, like the festive season has just passed. Exactly. Everyone is probably broke, and and everyone has like spent a lot of time out. So January is always sort of the month where people stay in with family and that stuff. So
dry January.
It was exactly. So it was like kind of difficult in that way, but at the same time, I think it was actually good for us, just so that to start a bit
you
slow,
can ramp up,
so that we could see what we could do better, and we would know what to expect.
And now you're fully set for next year as well.
Yeah.
For New Year's Eve now.
Exactly.
Now
we're
have a year of experience.
We're prepared.
When I came to announcing the opening date, everyone kept asking when's it gonna open, and they wanted to know. I didn't want to tell them. I was terrified of telling them. I said them I'm gonna announce it. They're gonna come. I didn't want them to come. So I said, I have like 4 of my staff knew what they were doing. I had 2 new ones. I just wanted them there to be part of the team. They were still training. Even I didn't know where everything was because we just placed everything and like where are the wines upstairs? And then I said, let me do a soft opening. So we just told the people by mouth. And then they came and then we opened quietly. And then a week after I did the actual opening.
Launch.
And we did one night, we did like a sort of a menu testing opening sort of, just the people we know, and we were like trying out like the cocktails and to see which goes better and that stuff, feedback. To get some feedback, to see what we put on the menu and what not.
Because our target audience is people our age, so if we can't impress our friends, we're not going to impress anyone. We wanted to get some more.
And I think though, like as a silver lining, the fact that you are kind of rushed, but here they were like, just open it, gave you more creative liberties, because sometimes this process is incredibly bureaucratic.
But in fact, I told him if we had more time to think about it, it wouldn't have ended up the same, not at all.
Exactly.
These ideas came quickly. If we elaborated on them, it would have took a different approach completely.
You would have probably had a lot of them shut down as well. From other people.
From other people. And like we had some ideas which we had to scrap because we really didn't have time to do them. So and like now we're actually starting to getting used to how we work and that stuff. And now we're actually starting to have time to think about certain stuff, how we can do it better. And in the beginning, we had to shut down a lot of ideas because we didn't have time to do them.
Like now we're coming up with concepts. So for example, the name Kuncett came out because I was talking to my friends and I told them I need a name that's going to show off all the concepts that this shop is going to have. And I told them I want a Maltese word, so I told them to pick a Maltese word for me. We had a list of interesting names. At the end it was Kuncett. And then I said, all right, it works. Yeah. Honestly, regretted it shortly after when they started the puns. Kull min jiġi da. Kuncett. I am.
My brain is not wired that way.
Allora, basically the concepts were like to include every art in this, like the arts industry, every sector. I wanted not to show off traditional artists and digital artists. I want photographers. There are the performing theater arts.
Music, I guess.
Musicians, singers, jobs. As much as it's hard for artists to get, like they are artists as well, in a different way. It's hard for them as well. It's hard to get a music gig. Some people get people to sing or perform for them and they expect no payment like they do with art. So we're kind of in the same boat, even dancers. And I want to get dance included in it. So I needed like a space and I needed like to categorize it because, so for example, Sundays I wanted to do poetry and wine.
All right.
To give a place for the literature group. I wanted to do a day for photography. I did Techno Fridays for also the local DJs and the art scene because then Saturdays I normally focus on like acoustic or a singer or musician. So there's like a chance for both. I'm going off topic.
It leads me to another question I had because, like, at least speaking from a personal experience, it was already appealing for me, the idea of an art cafe. Because once in my eyes, there was something like it, and I'm like, this is already a good idea. And I knew you were a student, so you know what it means kind of to go into the industry. But then when you started, doing the Techno Fridays and stuff like that, it's like it was a level up. Much that I didn't expect, but it's like, this is really innovative. And I think it's really cool. Because, you tend to get trapped and focus on one thing, like just art, like digital art or fine arts, whatever. But the fact that you're introducing musicians there, which also tend to struggle if you're starting out, you're having different exhibitions, different themes. Like, Aliyah, it's very interesting.
Because art is a very broad topic.
Exactly.
So, like, to say art and then just include digital and traditional artists, it would be sort of...
You're excluding...
you're excluding a lot of people, to be honest. And that's why we're coming up with these ideas like Techno Fridays. And we're trying to sort of find a way how to include every aspect and every category of the arts.
It's good that there's a schedule as well. Because like people who are...
they know what they're coming for.
You know when, like sort of if you want to come to Kuncett, you know when to come to Kuncett. Because of that date, there's techno, there's sip and paint Thursdays as well. So, yeah.
The Techno Friday started as a solution to a problem, actually.
Exactly.
We had this problem that in the morning I wanted to do a cafe and in the evening a pub. So I didn't want to include alcohol in the area, honestly, first off. Like, my idea, I always wanted to have a cafeteria. I like coffee, I don't drink, so for me, having a bar was... And honestly, I didn't want people drunk in my shop and, like, breaking my things. I was, like, a bit on the edge, but my investor said in Valletta, with no alcohol, you can't really go. Allora I said, okay, let's introduce alcohol, Emma, let's do it in a different way.
Extremely civilized way.
Exactly. So we included alcohol. And then it became a situation that in the morning I had to make it clear that we're a cafe. And in the evening I had to transform it into a pub. So yes, you can order coffee in the evening, but... we encourage you to
drink.
Yeah, exactly. Allora, to make it clear to people, I said, what best way than get a little bit of a party scene to create, to encourage them to
You're not gonna comfortably sip a coffee while techno's playing in the
background. You create a pair.
You find some people.
I do it myself because usually I'm working. Even if I'm not, I still drink a coffee. Basically dik kienet l-idea warajja u like techno is sort of a part of the music industry that sort of at times it has like sort of a stigma with it. People look at it like very very weirdly, so
like underground
counterculture. That's every time you think.
Exactly, because techno includes a lot of people who don't fit in normal situations, sort of, so to speak. Like normal
genres.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how I feel. Like I've been in techno for the past 8 years.
I think there's a band called
that's a cool name for a band.
But I feel like that's everywhere you go. Like no matter where, like globally, even locally. Like if you think locally, techno tal liquid.
Exactly.
And if you think, and then if you like talk about like abroad, you'll think people just are saying, those are the people that wear just latex or are completely naked and off their head on drugs.
Just to be clear, I don't think you can walk in completely naked there, right? Like
liquid.
We don't encourage it.
Just don't give any wrong ideas. Please wear clothes.
That's a good plug. One day, bro.
Naked Fridays or something.
On Monday, private events are completely naked. But I feel like the techno community did really well to turn that taboo into promoting and encouraging this counterculture as well.
Exactly.
It came out in Maltese still.
And that's why we're sort of including it as well, because like at the same time, you can see that usually it's about the passion for the music, not just people who don't fit in regular situations. Like there's a passion for the music, so yeah, that's what we wanted to show as well.
You must be like the real cool kids around the block in Valletta, because I feel like around Valletta, even though I go for a drink sometimes, it's like real adults and this this chill vibe, and you're the guys like blasting.
Honestly, I wanted I always wanted a cafeteria. It's been a over 3-year dream. Imma, I always said, like, I would never imagine it in a place like Valletta. Like, that place is too, mush, it expects a certain level, which I cannot reach up to. Allura, għatma maġġajtu għem, ma laġġit l-opportunità li niftħu għem, I said, okay, let me keep in mind li we're in Valletta, but I'm still gonna, like, put our touch into it. So it's gonna be where I would want to go to Valletta, you know, if I go there. It's like, everywhere I go, I feel underdressed there.
Yeah, it's good to stick out in Valletta.
Exactly.
I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way you do. Example, when I go to Valletta and you go drink in a bar, it feels very sophisticated.
Exactly.
And walking down the road and finding something that's much chiller, much more comfortable, like it's nice. It creates an alternative to, and it's a very minimal option. Like there isn't a lot like it. So business-wise, it's.
Fil-fatt, week by week, every Friday, we're improving because we're getting a lot of people who pass by while they're leaving Valletta and they can't stop by, but they say, okay, so next week, so now they know.
They keep it in mind and then you actually see them again, sort of.
The shop itself, it's like, I feel like, commercial, like a soft drink in a fridge. It's like there's a window here.
I get it.
A huge window here, a door and the door. It's like glass. So even when I'm alone in the shop, it's just I'm being watched constantly. Allura, like at least if we have a lot of windows, let's make use of them. So like the DJ, I put him exactly in front of the window so they can see him outside as much as they can inside. And I think that helps as well.
And the music can bear it from outside, so people passing by, they're actually interested because the kind of techno, like at the till now we've done 2 techno Fridays, and it's been the same DJ both times, and his kind of techno is sort of a bit underground. It's not the kind of commercial techno you would hear in a place like Kuncett, sort of like anywhere. Like you need to go like to, like you said, to Liquid to hear that kind of sound. So the fact that people are passing by and listening to that kind of techno there in Valletta, like it sort of catches their attention, and they're actually intrigued to go in and to see what's happening because it's weird at the same time.
Even if they might not be into techno specifically, exactly. What's going on here?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And like you get a lot of people that are like passers-by and they're intrigued, or is it mostly people who really fit into the Kuncett thing?
Last Friday, they were mostly passers-by, to be honest. They were like listening, because it can be heard like from outside, and they were just passing by, and they just went in to see what was going on, and they actually stayed.
Music attracts people. Like we hear something and we go towards it. Allura, and it's Valletta's quiet right now, extremely quiet. Like the temperature is creepy at the moment. Like it's grey.
It's chilling.
You walk by the streets, it's like horror movie. Allora, if you hear this in the corner, you're just gonna go towards it automatically.
I'm imagining the shop, like the lights
it's
just
in
coming
the corner,
out.
just blue and red lights.
You're just walking and seeing Shabba lights. What's going on here?
Eżempju, we kept it on Friday because we know that, okay, so the audience we're attracting for techno, on Saturdays they're busy. They're busy doing techno.
Exactly.
So they're free on Fridays. So we're always keeping this in mind. Like when we did Sip and Paint Thursdays, my worry was, Lada andom xogħol this Friday. Are they gonna come and drink wine? Because you think of these things. I want to give a day to, today we'll celebrate like paint. If you're an artist who wants to create something but can't get motivated to do it at home, a lack of motivation and creative block. I couldn't work at home personally as an artist because għandi dar mimlija, I had 3 other siblings and we lived in a tiny flat, and they understand me of midnight, jimorru jorqdu, so I have the kitchen to myself and like make a mess. So I wanted to give them a table and like come and make a mess. Like, you know, musa more personally to another cafeteria, like naqbot narma il-paint u nisboħ. So I wanted, if you see other people madwarek jamluha, you're gonna feel comfortable. So I wanted to, għalek għatfajt il-free art supplies, għalli like, even if you didn't get anything with you, like start and do something.
Yeah. And actually, like when you're there and you're watching other people, because like I see the shop, like the ideas behind the shop are sort of problems that we encountered before. and we're just trying to fix them for other people at the same time. Like if we're passing through them, everyone is passing through them, because like it's a small country and everyone is in the same situation if they're in the same industry, sort of. And now, like with this sip and paint, for example, even if it's not sip and paint, it can be any other day. Like you could have never drawn anything, but if you see people drawing, you would actually get the idea, well, let me try something out. And it's sort of like pushing the limits, it's sort of encouraging people to get out of the comfort zone, sort of. So if it makes sense.
If you have paint staring at you at the table, you're gonna try it.
And even if they don't want to do it, they're gonna, and their friends got the stuff. Eventually, they're gonna pick something up and do something. We had a lot of people, actually, to continue what he said, and I was excited that when we had the drop-offs, we're gonna give people the opportunity to come and like finally show off the work that's been hiding in their room like forever. Or because like we didn't have a space to do it. And then I had people coming telling me that this is like the first time ever they're showing anyone their work. So it went from me wanting to do this for them, but them giving me more, because I couldn't believe that from an opportunity of providing them space, I provided them the opportunity to like become comfortable with their art. Exactly. Just like leave it there, because they know li ħajkun hemm like montanja xogħol, like ħatintilef fiha, so they're not so insecure about their work. And because there's no name, I put their usernames with the QR
code and just the Instagram username, so that anyone interested could just contact them, like to buy some prints or for commissions or to see more of their work. We just did the QR code.
So when they do a drop-off, I just tell them, bring something that best represents your style, because this is going to be 1 or 2 pieces that people are going to see. Do I want to see their portfolio or not? Exactly. So like they see the pieces, and if they want, they can scan the code to like see the. Yeah,
it's sort of the stepping stone into the world, sort of for artists who haven't shown their work before. So that's what we encourage. We encourage people to show their work, because sometimes it's like really good, but when you feel insecure, you can't see that it's good. You need someone else's opinion to actually believe that it's good, and that's what we sort of encourage at the same time.
And I think it's true, like it's true for like pretty much any career, but for the arts especially, like I think that first step, that putting yourself out there, getting the confidence, like even if you're looking for a first job, it's like you don't know your word that much, so having that outlet, and like you were saying, it's not just yours, so it's not just a spotlight, you know, you've got but I think this like can redirect us on another thing, because it's really interesting how, you know, it's something that you experience directly to the industry, going to university out there, and like I don't want to call you saints, but it's kind of, you know, like you are the patron saints of, or the shop is of people who are starting off. I feel like it's a really, at least if I was in the arts, like, and it's something that I've considered before. It's like, that's like, where do I start? But the fact that there's a platform and you're really encouraging it, not just the promotion, but the space to work. It's like you're hitting the nail right on the head.
Honestly, that's why we started the exhibition walls, because we had downstairs, like we were saying, first it was the last 2 weeks idea, because it's literally on the way, it was literally on the way to the bathroom.
She apologized to the microphone. The microphone accepts the apology.
It was literally on the way to the bathroom. Allora I said, I don't want to put them, link them with the bathroom in a way. And that was the only space I had to put them. So at least I had close to the bathroom, not at all. Allora, then when we went upstairs, there was this huge, I love these bricks, tal-character houses. There's something
like
to them, the way they're
I thought
broken.
You just meant a brick.
Or like lower ħaġa li tara, that huge wall qudiemek, and I said awek like 4 spotlights or exhibition wall. It's amazing.
That's cool.
And I was first, it didn't come this rotating exhibition idea. I just said, like, let's host exhibitions, like, who's interested, like, will contact me, and then when there's no exhibition, we'll have a setup and we'll keep them there to fill the wall. But then, after spending a month with the same exhibition on the wall, while we were trying to open in January, we had the frames hung up the whole month. I started getting tired of watching the same frames over and over. Like, I've been there for 1 month.
Because it sort of becomes blend with the place. Because when you see it over and over again, it's part of the place, and like you just walk past through it.
It just becomes an wall.
Exactly.
Oh, because I've been there, and every day you look at it, you know exactly what there is. There's like 5 frames, you get to know them. And then you just... they start being this, like, invisible, and then they become so uninteresting that it would have defeated the idea of me saying I'm creating a space that inspires artists and giving them, like, ideas. So, like, if the same artworks are always on the wall, how is that going to inspire them, you know? So I want to include different genres in different weeks. That's my next exhibition.
So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back shortly.
So, hello, welcome back to the Fringes Podcast. So we took a little break, and during this break we were discussing the art of rolling cigarettes, I think. And you were saying you had some sort of plan for this in the future?
Yes, basically, I sometimes collaborate with the brand Hazen Blaze. They are a rolling paper brand. And we have collaborated with them so that we create rolling papers for Kuncett. So the front of the rolling paper, it's actually, the mock-up is done. I just need to place the order. And then, like, around a month's time. So it's the logo in front, and then when you open it, it's actually gonna serve as the loyalty card. So we give it a purpose, so you don't just throw it away when you're done. Like, if you still didn't get the stamps yet, you have a reason to keep it. It's okay.
Just moving it.
Just don't.
So so you have the, you know, whatever packet. You roll it, you're done from it. If you want to buy another one, is that the other loyalty card? Like, how does that work?
No, you can get another one, but keep them to you.
You mean the carton that they're in, obviously?
Exactly. The hardback, not the paper.
I'd be so bad at that. I'd come with 5 different loyalty cards.
But it's good because some people, like, use it within 2 weeks, maybe a pack, or 1 week or 2 weeks. And basically, if you're gonna visit 3 times a week, you can get it done within the time period. And also our loyalty cards have 11, but these I made them around 7 or 8. So there are less stamps to get your free coffee on the...
Oh, okay, cool.
All right.
So it's more reason
so basically, the more you smoke, the more free coffee you get.
Exactly.
Usually cigarettes and, like, smoking and coffee, they go really well together.
You see someone buying the packet and just rolling it.
Just to get that free coffee.
Just to grind it out at the next coffee. Yeah. I actually grind it out.
It's something interesting about them is that since our brand color is blue, they're gonna be Malta's first blue rolling papers. So, like,
actually
blue cigarettes,
blue.
like
so the cigarettes got blue
Rauches and blue papers. So cool, it's like full on blue.
That's
cigarettes.
Cool. We do not endorse any political share with the rolling. I think it makes sense. You're going to get them a month from now.
Honestly, this came into a question because we have LED lights at the shop and they're blue because of our brand color blue, and it really looks, especially right now, political. So the way we're doing is we have like 3 different LED strips, and I'm using 1 red, 1 green, and 1 blue.
Yeah.
So it's like there is no.
It's nice of you to involve the green as well.
And the blue.
We welcome all.
And to be honest, like, the blue, a lot of people might think of it like as a political color here in Malta, but we actually went for the blue. When we first went into the shop, there were like these like a row of Maltese styles, sort of like the modern ones, and they were all sort of with the brown and neutral colors, and that's why we went for the blue as a brand color, because we actually worked a lot around what there already was in the shop.
I really wanted
Like,
this color. This was gonna be the brand color because I wanted like raw nature, so like green and then when I saw the tiles, I said it's gonna clash having a wall this color and those blue tiles. So we had to switch it to.
So we like switched the brand to that kind of the blue.
What's cool about them being blue is that now you know. If you ever seen someone smoking a blue cigarette, you know where it came from.
Exactly.
So like,
because right now they actually have the pink ones because they have this rainbow pack and it's just different color pouches but all pink paper. So you can have like a yellow pouch and pink paper. It's gonna be like a pink cigarette at the end of the day. So now I'm bringing gender neutral by bringing the blue in.
Balance to the way.
That's cool. That's cool, Maya, because you could see who like you like.
I prefer a blue one in my hand rather than a pink one.
Yeah. And you're representing your own brand now, so you have to smoke. You can't not.
Exactly.
It's my job and duty to do so.
It's your duty
I
to
do this
smoke.
for the public.
Do the advertisement.
Kemm aħna healthies. Like it's interesting that you got inspiration from the color of the tiles because I don't do a lot of design and stuff like that, but when I do, picking colors and trying to so if you tell me to go and do the colors and make sure it's a matching color palette it's such a headache. And then in the end I still end up looking
me,
like
when I do any graphic design stuff, the most difficult part is like the colors because to actually get more than one color and make them work together, it's really difficult. Like it takes a lot of time to actually get that done.
And instinctively you go for like the color you like the most.
Yeah, exactly. You're biased with your own stuff.
Like you need to look at it from a different perspective, like from the client's perspective, sort of.
In fact, when I look at all my uni work, I notice a trend of blue in it for some reason, you know. And that's the hardest part. Like until you get out of
it could,
defaulting to the blue.
It could become like sort of your style as well. So if you actually try and make it work to become your style, that could be something really interesting, to be honest.
Actually, because I'm horrible at choosing colors. I'm horrible at blending colors together and merging. And like when I do something colorful, I see it very childish because it's too much colors in my eyes. So I went completely on black and white, and like anything I do is all black. Like don't come and ask me to do something colorful because I won't, because I specify on black.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you can So check your strengths and like
learning what you actually feel comfortable working on. Like is the most important thing because you're gonna do the work. So
you have to like it first.
Yeah, exactly. Like you need to like the style or what you're working on at least to enjoy the work.
Yeah,
because otherwise it will be like a burden all the time. You need to draw something like regretting every line.
Fair enough. So talk about design and drawing. Before you mentioned that you would like to have a tattoo studio in the store, in the coffee shop. Would you like to expand on that?
Basically, because I wouldn't just put a tattoo studio in there. It goes with the message and the theme, because the fact that I'm encouraging artists to come and create, and my target audience, the artists, are mainly the most category that are tattooed. Like, it's rare that you see an artist without a tattoo. Like, they all love them in some way.
Yeah.
And so even if they don't, or maybe I don't want to encourage anyone to do one if they don't want to, but it's in the space and it's there. And the fact that I'm promoting the use of getting your own design tailored for you. So maybe you don't like my style, but you saw the frame outside and you like her style. So go contact her. Tell her to make you a design and I'll do it for you if you want. But it doesn't need to be mine if you don't like my work, but it needs to be an original design. Don't show me one from the internet. So it's fine.
Exactly. So there's an even deeper aspect.
Exactly.
So it's all like homemade.
It's
very personalized, yes.
Because
That's
like
cool,
I do create personalized designs for my clients, but if someone wants a personalized design and they want it in color, again, I say I don't do color. So I'm going to automatically reject them. But if they get me a design and then I just need to trace it, as they say, then it's possible. But as long as I don't see it like on someone else, sometimes they don't just get me the design from the internet. They get the picture of someone tattooed in the exact same place, and they want that exact same tattoo. Like, why? You're seeing it on someone else right now. Why are you telling me to do this? You know?
Yeah.
I'm
like the point of it is the creativity, and you're losing all of it by just copying it.
In fact, my thesis was completely on this. I was trying to like do personalized designs a thing because like this needs to stop.
Yeah.
Honestly.
For me, it's crazy. Like I'm weird because I'm the kind of person, even like when I go to a restaurant with someone, I don't like ordering the same food they take. It's like this weird thing I have.
Yeah.
Just like maybe it's me trying to be mega different. I don't know from where it stems.
You always should want to
But
feel original
exactly.
or do something different. Like don't follow.
And
Flowers
Order
are
the
trending
different
right
meal, man.
now.
Enjoy it.
And
You get
it's
to
like,
go taste different things.
and like, Anka, like even just, let's talk about like food. Like at least two people experience different things that they can talk about.
Exactly.
Like, alright,
Yeah.
it has nice flavors, but asaf kif, there's comparison
Yeah, that's
to make, u affarijiet hekk. Taf kif, and then next time we can switch around, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, because just the conversation is, this pasta's good. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So good.
Yeah.
But even with tattoos, like even my approach was always like I always wreck my head about trying to come up with something original. And then like I realized this is so stupid. Like as in for sense what I come up with, but at least I can enjoy the fact.
As
Yeah.
that.
Like I
But
don't.
at least it's yours, sort of. You
You
came
didn't
up
just,
with the
you're
idea.
not searching, you're trying to think of something. It's
Exactly,
different, so
exactly.
step up.
And then the meaning is so, because like I don't associate it, I'm not big, like I don't have to get a tattoo for a meaning, like I'm not that kind of person. But at the same time, I really enjoy it because the meaning comes out so naturally, and when you start piling stuff on,
Exactly.
you know.
To be honest, like even though you might not think of a meaning, it came to mind because of a
always
meaning.
has a
Exactly.
meaning.
It's always
Exactly.
like that.
If you get
So-
a banana tattoo when drunk, it has no meaning, but every time you look at it, you're gonna remember of that night. So
Exactly.
it's always,
Yeah.
there is a symbolism
Yeah.
behind
That's
it.
true.
That's why.
Yeah,
There's
that's-
always a trace
Exactly.
somewhere.
Exactly. And that's why I want to get this a thing, because people always tell me, the people who I've met that didn't get a tattoo yet are worried that they're gonna regret it in the future, or that they're too young and they don't want to make decision now, or that they are impulsive decision makers, or like, this is what they tell you. And if you're gonna get one personalized for you, it's of an experience, it holds your character, or it represents family members or loved ones or whatever, you're never gonna regret it, because it's like you're gonna genuinely love it. So like you can't.
And that's there forever.
Exactly.
That
Me,
memory
when
is
I
permanent.
look at myself in pictures that I still didn't have my tattoos done, I see myself naked, like completely. It's like I don't like it. It becomes a part of you.
Part
It's
of
like
you, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
It's like when you grow your beard. Like once you have it, then you
I
can't
mean-
remember
I mean,
your life without.
To be
Like
fair,
when I
even-
started, like first I had like a stubble sort of, and
Yeah.
but
Froze.
but when it was getting like sort of bigger, everyone was telling me
masculine.
like remove it, and like, no man, it's
Nah, it's
my thing
cool,
sort
yeah.
of, you know, like
It's part of your look.
yeah,
Exactly.
For
exactly.
me, it was detrimental because once I did a mistake, like we were talking about this as well, and I ended up shaving everything, like here, but I left the mustache, and it was like straight up pedo stash. Like,
To be honest,
I had
you
to
reminding me when I shaved it off by mistake. Before taking off the mustache, I left it just to see how I would look, but it was so
Like, you know
horrible.
the classic where you leave the afterburns and then you have a mustache.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
there's some mustache.
I have a picture somewhere. I had my grandpa's like real old glasses, like from I don't know when, like button shops and the bike.
The handlebar mustache. Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
a lot of people are just going like this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, even seeing myself without glasses feels weird, let alone you guys without your tattoos. So, like, so.
Top il-full. I hate that term so
Yeah.
much. So, ma nafx għala, ma-
Yeah, the podcast has been taken down to that level.
Top il-full.
Legend. Nigga, there were so many stupid Maltese
Kink.
faces.
Kink,
Kink.
yeah.
I forgot where we were on this tangent, Istia. How we ended up on the
Yeah.
beer.
Tattoo.
We're talking about tattoos. Do you ever tattoo on yourself, for example, or like draw like your own thing?
So the tattoo course is like 2 weeks long, and the last day they tell you to like bring someone, and honestly, the full 2 weeks we were tattooing on like fake skin. It was like flat, and it's like
What is fake skin?
it's
Like,
before they used to do pig skin
Yeah.
because it's the most
okay.
common to human flesh, but
Yeah.
now they changed it to like silicone material.
Oranges.
A bit less. Gosh, honestly, when you're tattooing and they just say pig skin, it feels wrong the whole time.
Yeah.
It's just a piece of meat. It doesn't look like that. So
Just
it's
got
like
you
a
a steak.
paper. What was it?
You were talking about the
tattoo on myself.
process.
Yeah.
And I told him, honestly, so I had a guy mentor, and I told him that since it's the first tattoo I'm gonna do on human flesh, I don't want to ruin someone's body forever because I don't trust myself yet. I said, can I do it on myself instead? I bring someone. I said, if you want to do it on yourself, go ahead. And I found the best position to do it here because it's like closest to my eye level and like I don't need to do.
And you don't need to rotate your arm.
Exactly. So Emma, I did it upside down. Like it's correct, but for me I had to do it upside down because the only thing they teach you is start at the bottom of the design because it's like closest to you, and when you wipe off the ink you won't wipe off the stencil. For me the bottom of the design was up
at the
here.
top. Yeah.
So I'm tattooing from the bottom, I don't know why. Instead of just following the stencil and seeing it inverted, I had to literally do this the whole time. For like 3 hours. The machine vibrates in your hand the whole time. And that's the skill, is that when you have the like skin moving, the machine moving, and you need to do a straight line, that's where it comes in. That's why you pay the tattoo artist, because you can't just do it. It needs the practice.
I've never had a tattoo, so to me this is a lesson.
It's a full-on process to get one.
I thought it was like sacred at the first tattoos. It has to be on yourself, and usually they pick here because it's the easiest. I thought it was literally like to finish the course, you have to do it.
Usually they get someone else, and we had someone get someone else.
Have you ever met a tattoo artist without a tattoo?
Yes.
I think
it was the weirdest fucking thing. I'm not gonna say names. I'm gonna write it. I was during my course of tattooing, and we were in this like studio. There are like 11 artists, something like that. We had minnom. I never saw one on him. He's there all day tattooing with full legs, full hands. It looked like, are they hidden, yoek? You always expect them. I never got one. I was like, what? Why? Like, tara kull jum, like, you can do it to yourself for free. Honestly, meta kontet namel il-training ta' tattoos, ġibt il-wieħed, like, sieħbu biex jagħmel fuqu, u the way he described the pain, sieħbu, jisni qed ninħara bil-dik tal-modija. ħadina tal-modija. Allu jisni qed ninħaraq bil-ħadda tal-modija, dik il-feeling qed inħoss. Like,
so it's not
he got scared.
It's not like he doesn't like the...
My reach jaddi minna dik. So he just tattoos it fuq n-nies or like...
So he just doesn't... He's scared of the pain, not he doesn't like how it looks on
I don't know if style u kol tijaw aħjar minn għaj tattoos. Imma di tal-pain għalili u vera xbqajt imberħa.
That's really interesting. Has no issue doing it to others.
Exactly.
He's not feeling the pain.
I think it's hard u kol, għax when clients come at you, they're like, tweġġaw, li min qasħan weġġa. If you don't know,
you can't.
Like,
you know, mil-ġdari, tweġġa fuq dari.
Like you can sort of, like...
I mean, there are obvious places that
you know when to slow down, to go quicker.
Yet again, I feel like more philosophical, but like when you go to a doctor, you don't expect them to do the surgery, like to have gone on their way. So they know from the experience, right? Like you tattooed someone, they cried.
It just takes a bit longer for maybe the tattoo artist to know where.
Yeah, to fair, you don't go to a doctor and you like, have you performed this on yourself?
Like, do it on yourself.
How many heart transplants have you had?
To be fair, there are...
Show me on yourself first.
To be fair, though, the pain is really inconsistent. I don't think...
To be fair, swab test hurts more than a tattoo.
Vera, 110%.
Jek nista nevita, imma
tattoo samil tnejn.
Anki l-vaccine weġġatni ħafna iktar mit-tattoo toni.
Kien preferi nagħmel tattoo mill-swab test kull darba idejaqni ħafna. Vera idejaqni.
My arm still has PTSD from the booster.
Le, vera, symptoms li jibqaw miegħek, like side effects unħossom ġieli.
So like the swab test was actually more like discomforting than actually
it's much more discomforting. Like I really hate it. It's really
strange.
Like it's so strange. Like
it's invasive. This is the problem.
It's invasive. That's why
you feel like you're tickling your brain.
Like I regret every time. Like when I'm driving just to go get a swab test, all I'm thinking about is like I'm regretting this.
I'm violated.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't deserve this violation.
I was fine with it. Then I saw a YouTube video that shows like the X-ray, what goes on the inside. outside when the swab test is going in. That's like swab test. Like it reaches Shimkin. It said like. Press it. Like you tilt your head. Like
I think that's
because it's interesting.
It reaches out and then they turn it when it reaches the like the
That's
back.
the weird
when they
feeling.
feel it.
That's the weird feeling.
The
weird thing about the nose is it looks like you're meant to go up.
Yeah.
But you go straight.
Yeah, exactly. How does it work?
It's really bizarre. Because like your nose, like at least when I was young, it looks like you inhale upwards. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's how you feel.
Yeah, but they're actually inhaling
Exactly.
like inwards.
It's like tingling your brain from inside.
Yeah.
So the first one when they came with like a long cotton bud
Yeah,
like this, I was like, where are you gonna put this? And it just keeps going and going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's the whole experience. It's not. I had good ones that didn't hurt, and some I'm like.
Did you try
I can imagine
a
good.
rapid
That was a
test?
good one.
Those are the worst ones. The rapid.
The one you do to yourself.
I've never done one to
No,
myself.
not the one
I leave it to the
yourself.
professionals.
My sister lives in the UK right now because she's studying, and they give them these in the airport.
Yeah, in the UK,
like, for
in
free,
Malta
like.
it's illegal for some reason.
Eżatt,
apparently.
imma they give it to them in the UK. U like meta nizlet out, like ġabit li tlieta biex meta jkolli bżonn ma nlax imur swab. That's like għamilha. And darba minnhom kelli bżonn għax ħadd li kon naf kien positive, so I wanted to check qabel ma mur ix-xogħol. U għed telatini wieħed minn rapid test. Għalt ħallejtulek fuq id-desk issa mmur u għamlu. Mort u nara di like it's swab l-istess. I thought it was like a different procedure if you're doing it first.
Exactly the same.
I'm meant to.
Yeah.
Did you manage or like no?
La,
Did you attempt it at least? Or no?
Package dadu. Samissu. Le, darsuni dalu eyeballs, il-mouth, u nose. Ma nafx għandhom xi
Kolla
ħaġa.
just.
Yeah, it's a very weird feeling. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, it's not horrible. L-axħar, I think nistaw, like, we start settling down or closing off. Low and net. Thank you ħafna tal-li ġejtu. Everyone
Thank
who's
you.
still watching and listening or whatever you're doing to the podcast. Check out Kuncett, follow their Instagram, support them.
Thank you.
Go listen to some techno. Don't get wasted because Jelka doesn't like it.
But come get
Get
wasted with
wasted
Kuncett.
responsibly.
Exactly.
Or don't make a mess at least. Get
Exactly.
away, just don't make a
That's
mess.
the important thing.
Exactly.
Just don't make a mess and we'll
Do the mess outside.
We had an accident last week. Someone got drunk and dropped the frame downstairs.
Yeah.
And this is the thing I want to be careful with.
Yeah.
Line it with some
Things happen.
red cinema rope.
But we're now in Techno Fridays, and on weekend nights we're closing the downstairs area.
Makes sense.
Although
Like-
even a rope for drunk people, it's more of an invitation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh.
No,
I can jump. I can jump.
Challenge.
breaking themselves and all that.
Jek jabdu tara tsejrin, so.
Imma bħala closing remark, maybe to each one of you. Since the theme of Fringes is the authentic and stuff like that, especially maybe as art students of Firetek, how through Kuncett and through other things, like, do you strive to be authentic, kind of stay true to yourself, yet at the same time, kind of, you know, get out there? A camera went off, it's fine,
Okay, I guess we continue.
Dak fejn konna, how do you strive to be authentic through Kuncett and everything like you do through your life to kind of break the grain, go against the grain?
Ara jiena, like, bħala advice għal anyone li jgħat in any field, to be honest, like mux before artistic, it's important to stay true to yourself. Just għax illum il-ġurnata, like, through social media għanna jisu tipo oversaturation ta' kollox. U it's very easy to sort of you get lost into trends. U like I'm not saying that trends are not good, imma trends sort of ineħħu minn they limit you u ineħħu mill-authenticity, like dak li intom qed tippruvaw turu fi Fringes bil-proġett tagħkom insomma. So l-importanti like għal anyone li għadu ħajibdaw hekk, keeping true to yourself is like għal-bidu ħatkun vera diffiċli li you actually make it work, imma għax you're showing a part of yourself. Imma eventualment that's what people are gonna look for fl-aħħar mill-aħħar. So u ħajapprezzaw xogħolok ġest għal dik ir-raġuni wkoll. So it might take long, but it's worth it, sort of. That's my closing remark. So stay true.
ħadd tisraq ta' Matthew.
La. With what he said, and I want to mention, because you asked about keeping the authenticity of the brand going. The brand itself is raw and authentic, not because I post stuff like homemade lemonade at home or done, everything supporting local. It is. There's no way that I can take that away from it, or if I stop putting the effort to show it to the public, it's less. Because it's there. Like, everything about it is raw and authentic. Like, I'm giving the space, and I made it a rule. I didn't want to make profit out of artists. And the menu, when we were planning it, I told him every price he told me, I said it's too high. And I was seeing everything too high because I'm targeting struggling artists.
Exactly.
And I said, I don't want to be hypocritical by convincing them to spend 6 hours in here and then overcharging them for coffee or hot chocolate or whatever. So with the prices, we were also like very reasonable because I want them to mux jaqtaw qalbhom għax m'għandix flus. I know you don't have money and that's why I want you to come.
That's the whole point.
Exactly. Allura, like, even the fact that it's always different art and different projects, these concepts, they will carry on the authenticity and rawness of the brand, because I want to introduce stuff in Malta that there aren't, and there are needs of it. Who needed space. Anki this Friday night fejn morru, ġbajt mur l-istess post. Ġbajt għamil l-istess affarijiet, like, mux għax Friday night, it could be Saturday night or Sunday night. Imma at least, that there's something you can do if you're just bored. Like, go and do something, even if you don't want to.
It's quite a wholesome business strategy.
Exactly. Like, I didn't need to convince the public of anything. I didn't need to make people support us or like us. They do. Like, I will want the support we got from people.
Because we always sort of stayed true in a sense, like, we're real with people. We don't show like a side da xedin fil-ħanut u hekk. Like ħanitkellmu kif għandna nitkellmu hekk il-conversation
sort of customary day hekk. Like catch-u. Because if you I know my team, wara kaziltom, and if you don't like this person or thought they weren't good like for this space or like killing the vibe or causing problem, then eliminate. I don't mind losing for this purpose, because if you want to keep it there, like ġili jitlu nies that aren't in the category of the target audience, of course everyone is welcome. Imma you see it, like, I'd rather have this table taken by a group of artists that came to work rather than a group of people who aren't even taking care of the art, are just there to like take a drink. Like, you can go another place. Imma like they come to appreciate the art scene, even jafu li hemm exhibition going on, or one actually loyal customers and kollu jisaqsu, are there any new concepts coming? Who's the next artist being featured? They're really interested. We also ask feedback from the customers. Tipo, jiġu jgħidu li aħna mill-performing arts, ngħidulhom isma', like, I'm trying to make a concept. What do you need? Like, what can I do? Can you get any ideas in the space that I can do for you? Għax stage m'għandix. TV m'għandix.
Tallimna ħafna hekk. Per eżempju, ċertu sort of sections tal-art sector jisu, like, ma kollniex idea in-depth ta' what's needed. Allura, like, ħadimna ħafna fuq il-feedback li kellna minnant l-artisti stess.
Bdejna.
To actually, like, aħna bdejna bl-idejat. Ma jkollok bżon dik id-daqxej feedback, like, jien per eżempju performing arts m'għandix idea. So, like, I cannot decide for a whole sector, like, xem bżon, jekk jien m'għandix idea, like, I need the feedback from their side ukoll.
Exactly, you're about it the right way.
Exactly.
This is what I think, and this is gonna happen.
It's sort of tailor-made, ma with the limits we have, sa ċertu punt.
We're very open, especially to the public. Il-fat li, I'm not doing this for me. Like, I did my course and I'm done. I don't need more motivation to do artwork. I want to do this for them. So if they know other things, they anki art supplies. Jiġi xaħat saqsawni għal-gomma u ma kellix. Ma ġitix moħi nixi gomma, honestly. Għax flay levels kienu jgħiduna daħlu gomma fil-klassi. Dajem like tal-lim f'nar gomma, just għax ma kellix bżon gomma, doesn't mean they're not gonna need one. You know, these things, affarijiet żgħar, ma they make a difference. If like saqsawni xi ħaġa and the next week they see it there, they feel hurt. And that's what I want to do. Like, your opinion matters. Like, jekk qed tiġi tgħidli da għal-ġit tiegħi biex tara iktar nisaw jew biex tara il-ħannu taħjar, nisma' minnek. Like, why am I gonna like this your opinion just
Exactly.
Thank you, Hafna, guys.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Always.
Thank you.
Amor Kuncett.